Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to Sesh. We're doing a weekly Teacap today because there's just been so much stuff that's been going on and a lot of stories that kind of slipped through the cracks, so let's get into them. We're talking about Haley Pham and Ryan Trahan deleting their couples channel, Austin McBroom and Bryce Hall confirming their fight together, and people very upset with David Dobrik after finding out he made his publicist cry. This is insane, you guys. We've got to get into it, but first, I want to tell you guys that today's video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. This is a VPN service that I use that protects me from getting hacked or getting any of my data spread online. And basically what ExpressVPN does is it is an app. You can download it on your computer or on your phone, and it encrypts all of your data and tunnels it through a secure VPN server so that your internet service provider cannot see any of your activity. Another thing that ExpressVPN provides that I absolutely love is the ability to unblock and access hundreds of movies and shows that are blocked here in the US but are available in other countries. So for example, you guys, recently I've been wanting to watch Modern Family because I used to watch it in the very beginning and then I kind of stopped watching it after a little while, but I really wanted to go back and watch it now that it's all done, and it's literally not on Netflix. And I swore it was on Netflix, but it is not on Netflix for the US. So with ExpressVPN, I can log into my VPN and be able to watch the show no problem. So if you guys would like to protect your data and personal information and also be able to access shows that are not available where you live, you can visit expressvpn.com/spillsesh to find out how you can get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Or you guys can click on the link in the description box. It will be down there for you guys to check out. And thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into the tea. So you guys, Haley Pham and Ryan Trahan. This is a couple that I've talked about before multiple times. If you guys don't remember, Haley's gotten into some drama previously for videos that she's made, and Ryan and her have gotten called out recently because they got married during a pandemic and had a whole wedding. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with getting married, but the way that they went about it, very, very weird, and people feel like it was shady. I made a whole video on it because they had this full-blown wedding. It was in November. Obviously, we were still in the pandemic in November. We're still in it now. And there were guests. There were like no masks in the photos that were leaked of this wedding. They didn't tell anyone. They still have yet to confirm on their social medias whether they actually got married or not, even though they did an entire wedding series on their YouTube channel. But I think because of the backlash they were getting for the fact that people were like, why are you rushing your wedding? Like, we're in a pandemic and you don't need to be rushing your wedding. They decided not to share that they actually did go through with having the wedding with their audience. And since it's been reported that they actually did get married, and because their channels have just seemed a lot less personal because they've decided to hide that really big part of their life from their audience, which obviously everyone is entitled to their privacy. I think people are just a little confused because, like I said, they did an entire multi-video series special on their couples channel, picking out the dress, going to the bachelorette party, picking out the wedding venues, picking out the cake, like all of that stuff, just to never talk about the wedding ever again. It's obviously going to have people being like, wait, what is going on? And feel a little disconnected from their favorite YouTuber. So since all that has come out, they deleted their couples channel. So instead of addressing what people are saying, like, hey, like you guys got married in a pandemic, or saying, yeah, we ended up getting married, or anything like that, they literally just deleted their channel and even addressed the fact that they deleted their couples channel. So it is just one major big question mark to everyone, and I'm still very confused by the entire thing. It makes absolutely no sense to me, but I guess that's what they wanted to do. So that is that situation. And I definitely want to know what you guys think about it because it definitely is just weird and uncomfortable. But anyways, next we're talking about Austin McBroom finally getting this fight with Bryce Hall. Like I mentioned last week, Bryce and Austin have kind of gone back and forth on Twitter and on Instagram arguing over the fact that Austin wants to fight Bryce. And Austin is over here like, I'm your daddy, like I'm gonna fight you you, and Bryce is like, you're not relevant anymore. Like, let me get more money if we're gonna fight. And this fight is actually going to happen, you guys, and I truly can't even process that through my brain, that this is something that is truly about to be witnessed by my eyeballs. So it is a YouTubers versus TikTok, a battle of the platforms, and the people fighting are Tanner Fox versus Nick Austin, FaZe Jarvis and Michael Lee, DDG versus Nate Wyatt, and this one is like a question mark versus Taylor Holder. It's Danny Duncan versus a question mark, Deji versus Vinny Hacker, and Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall.
After the months of begging, taunting, and negotiating, I finally decided to do my charity work of the year. I will be fighting Austin McBum. Look, that's him right there. He's the bum. But I guess since I'm on the TikTok side of things, I guess I'll just let my TikTok community give Austin a message. Mine is good luck. You're really gonna need it.
Austin, you're about to get knocked out by a TikToker.
I'm a YouTuber.
By a YouTuber. You're gonna get knocked out by a YouTuber.
Here you go, Austin. Take this out, you little.
Austin, my boy Bryce about to beat your. Austin, I don't really know who you are, bro, but you're about to get your rocked. Literally.
Austin is getting this fight. Apparently, the money on the table is $5 million to fight, and that is what Bryce accepted it as. And honestly, I can't even believe that this is actually something that is real. I've seen a lot of people say that they want Bryce to win, which LOL. I mean, mostly I just think it's a little embarrassing on Austin's part that this is occurring, but okay. This whole thing just sounds like a mess, you guys. This is going to be on June 5th. That's when this fight is. I'm definitely going to be tuning in. I mean, I can't miss this opportunity to see Austin and Bryce. Like, what the heck? I hope that Bryce is training, because I know that Austin has been training, and I don't know if he's good or not at all, but I think Bryce needs to get in there and start working out with someone other than Addison, because the only time I've ever seen Bryce hit the gym is when Addison posts videos of them cutely doing couples workouts together. So if everyone is going to be rooting for Bryce, y'all better be making sure he's training, because I haven't seen him as dedicated as Austin, honestly. Like, to be honest, it's true. Austin's been living and breathing this fighting dream, and I honestly didn't even know that Bryce was ever really going to do this. But anyways, moving on to the big story of the day, David Dobrik making his publicist cry. This is something that I saw on TikTok, and a couple of you guys tagged me in this video. Now, this podcast episode was recorded in December, but it recently went viral on TikTok, and a bunch of people were also hearing it for the first time, and they had a lot to say about it. He is discussing with Jason, I don't know if anyone else was there besides the publicist, Jason and David, talking about the situation where during New York Fashion Week, she cried because David yelled at her, and it was this whole thing, and everyone on TikTok is like up in arms, obviously, because people are not a big fan of David Dobrik at the moment. And so hearing something like this, everyone's just like, David does not seem like this teddy bear that everyone once thought he was. And so what happened and what they talked about on the podcast was that when they were on this trip, they were at some event, and David was talking to people that work in the same field as him. I don't know if that means YouTuber or social media or like hosting or what, because he's got a lot of jobs now. And he said that whoever he was talking to asked like, oh, what do you have going on tomorrow? And he was like, nothing, like, just getting on the flight home. And his publicist was like, well, no, like, that's not true. Like, you have Fallon in the morning. It's a whole press day. And David got upset at her for saying that. And he was like, I don't want people to think that I'm any type of way, or that like I care about that stuff. I don't care about that stuff. And basically saying like he got embarrassed that she was being like, well, he's got this, this, and this. Like, look how cool he is. And she was saying that his retelling of the story was just like not how it played out, because he got mad at her and yelled at her. And he was so cold and mean about it. That's what she said.
Yeah, he made me cry.
I didn't.
Oh, really?
Okay, I made her cry, but
we were there for New York Fashion Week, and
I
he
can't
made me
wait to hear
cry.
you.
I went up in my room and cried.
What?
I told you this. I
you're-
sat in the bathtub. I blocked your number, remember?
We were talking to other people that like do what I do. And then Megan comes in, and I don't know if it was like...
You were talking about the next day, and
Yeah.
they were like, what are you guys doing? And David goes, oh, nothing, just getting on the flight. And I was like, no, you have press in the morning. Like, we have a full press day tomorrow.
No, Megan goes, no, nothing. You have Fallon in the morning.
No.
And then she went off the publicist list.
But he's lying.
No, I'm not lying.
I wouldn't cry over that.
What is...
He was just so like cold and mean about it. And he pulled me aside. He goes, I hate when you do that.
For
You're
later.
the meanest client ever.
At the end of the TikTok, they play the clip where Scott says that David doesn't have a mean bone in his body, and it's just like, Oh my gosh.
Meanest client ever.
No.
David doesn't have a mean bone in his body. He's so nice.
Now, later on in the podcast, it's not included in this TikTok, but David did apologize to her on the podcast, and she says that was like the first time he's ever apologized. And everyone else that is on the podcast agrees that he never says sorry ever, and he doesn't say thank you either. But the comments on this TikTok were, Liza left for a reason. It's the gaslighting for me. I'm so glad she stood up for herself and didn't let him lie. She works for him and he mistreated her, and when she brings it up, he downplays it. That's the problem. So I definitely want to know what you guys think about this situation and everything else we talked about today. There's definitely a lot of stuff that went down, and just oh my goodness, I can't even believe some of it. But let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.